From the McCormick Gymnasium in Fargo, North Dakota, good evening everybody, I'm Jed Thomas alongside my partner Lucas Johnson as we get set for North Dakota High School girls basketball action as the Shanley Deacons prepare to take on the Red River Roughriders. Well folks, they don't get much better than this one. Two of the top teams in the EDC battling it out tonight here in the final game of the regular season. And for more on that, here's Lucas Johnson. Lucas?
Well, Jed, you're absolutely right. A great game lined up here tonight as the two top teams in the EDC battle it out. Red River coming in at number 1 and Fargo Shanley coming in at number 2. Should be a great game here tonight.
Well said, Lucas. Should be fun to see how this one unfolds. When these two teams met earlier in the season, it was Shanley who walked away with a 15-point victory at Red River, but these two teams have come a long way since then. Red River definitely looking for that revenge victory, and we'll see how that goes. For now, though, I'm going to turn things over to the PA announcer, but don't go anywhere, folks. Some great high school basketball action coming up in just a few minutes.
The Grand Forks Red River Roughriders. And your home team, Shanley Deacons. Shanley High School would like to remind all fans that we're a tobacco-free campus, so we ask that you refrain from smoking on the school grounds during your visit this evening. The concession stand and restrooms here at Shanley High School are located in the commons area. At this time, I ask that you please rise, remove all headwear, and bow our heads in prayer. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Father of wisdom, power, and might, we thank you for this opportunity to be together tonight. Be with us throughout this evening and bless us. Grant to all of us, athletes, coaches, and fans, the graces to pursue excellence during this event. We pray for the safety of these athletes, and you may be glorified in all that happens here tonight. We pray this through your Son, Jesus, by the power of the Holy Spirit. You are God forever and ever. Amen. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Please remain standing as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Don't go anywhere, folks. High school basketball action is next after a brief word from our sponsors.
This broadcast is presented by American Family Insurance, Ken Craft Agency, Bell Bank, Butler Machinery Company, the Fargo Jet Center, First International Bank and Trust, Form Communications, Luther Family Buick GMC, Master Construction, Moore Engineering, Netrix IT, Northern Improvement Company, Off the Wall Advertising, Robert Gibb and Sons, Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, Shields All Sports in Fargo, and TCI Insurance.
Good evening, folks, and welcome back to North Dakota High School girls basketball action. I'm Jed Thomas alongside my partner Lucas Johnson here tonight as we get set for what should be one of the best games of the season here We've got the #1 Grand Forks Red River Roughriders taking on the #2 Shanley Deacons. Earlier in the year when these two teams met up, it was Shanley who walked away with a 15-point win in Grand Forks. But Red River now is at the top of those EDC standings. We're in the last game of the regular season here. So much on the line with tournament time just around the corner. And in a big game like this, you got to have big players. And for more on who those players are, Lucas, why don't you tell us?
Sure, Jed. So looking at Red River's side of things, really keep an eye out there for Kendra Bohm. She's a senior, really looking to lead this team along with fellow seniors Alexis Robson and Danica Chemnitz. Really strong on that team there. You know, really good. Red River's really good at free throws, so it's going to be especially important you stay out of foul trouble, keep them away from that line. On Shanley's side of things, you have Sierra Berg, who's great in the paint, really works it well down low, along with Emily Dietz, who, as we know, is going to play for NDSU. Just great talent there. And along with a freshman, Riley Payne, who's just developing into a great player, and it's going to be really great and really fun to watch.
Definitely, Lucas. Those girls going to be some big names to watch here. One you mentioned there, Lexi Robson for Red River, going to be huge, I think, as well. She's averaging 21 points per game this season. That's good for third in the EDC. She just does so much from back there at that point guard position. She's able to dish that ball out. She's able to score a lot of points, as we showed earlier with that 21 points per game average. So definitely watch for that name. And then, like you said, Emily Dietz and Sierra Berg, paint dominance for the Deacons all season long. So with that tip, we are underway as it's one back to the Deacon backcourt, and it's now Hadley Huber bringing it up, and she'll dish it off right over to Riley Payne immediately, and now they're cycling at the top of the key as Huber finds herself in some tight defense there with Robson. Payne going inside to Berg. Berg looking for two, denied underneath the hoop. You won't see that too often. Red River able to get their hands up there, and now look at this, a break as Robson takes it along the baseline. Robson then with the quick bounce pass over to Dvorak. Dvorak then goes over to Steffen. Steffen in the near corner. Red River continuing to move this out along the perimeter. It's Robson with it up top, gets the screen, moving in, trying to throw one outside. Pass didn't have enough behind it. And now they're continuing to try to find a hole here in this Shanley defense as the pass inside goes out of bounds.
Just a great possession time there by Red River, and that all started down on their defensive side, really putting the pressure on the Shanley Deacons and turning into some great possession time.
Unfortunately, the one enemy Red River could not beat there was the shot clock. They found themselves in a bit of trouble. A tight Deacons defense was keeping them tight there, but look at this. A jump ball right off the bat, so another great defensive play there for Red River as the Roughriders are going to get another turnover there from the Deacons. Steffen bringing this one up court for Red River. Robson now on the near wing, goes back to Steffen. Riders cycling. Steffen then again over. Red River, though, unable to maintain possession in the offensive zone. It's the Deacons with some defense of their own. Riley Payne goes out top to Emily Dietz. Dietz then back to Payne on the far side. Payne inside for Berg. A great play to corral that long pass, but then it's taken away by Robson, picking the pocket there of Emily Dietz. Robson bringing it up court. She has Huber on her. Gets the screen, plants, shoots for three, and drains it. The first points of the game are a three-pointer for the Riders. But then look at this, a long heave down to Vetter, who gets two back for the Deacons. It's Riley Payne threading the needle there with a great pass as Huber just about takes that one away. Riders trying to respond here after that quick two from the Deacons. Working along the baseline, it's Chemnitz, and they'll get her for the travel. So right off the bat here, we're seeing a great defensive battle between these two teams. 15:54 left to go in the first, and it's only a 3-2 game in favor of the Riders. Huber corrals that pass, then moves in, loses the basketball, though. Once again, the Riders' defense is there, but then it's Sierra Berg for the steal for the Deacons. Vetter fakes the pass, then goes over to Payne in the corner. Payne moving in on the basket. Shot is short. Rebound fought for. Jump ball. And it'll go to the Deacons on alternating possession.
Just a back and forth game here, Jed. Just a battle of defenses. It's going to be a good one here.
That is for sure, Lucas. These two defenses are really looking strong to start this one off as Vetter tries to open up the offensive game a bit. She cannot, but Dietz is there, the leading rebounder in the EDC, earning her title tonight. Huber gets that pass under control, but then it's stolen away and rolls out of bounds. It was Steffen in there for Red River, and that defense from Grand Forks just tenacious. They do not give up on a play.
It's a very aggressive style compared to the Shanley Deacons' more passive style there, just as Riley Payne tries to jump that pass. But Deacons kind of sitting back a little bit, making them work it around the outside. Red River, on the other hand, getting in the face, trying to intercept these passes. Two different styles of defense that worked very well.
Well said, Lucas. Red River now trying to crack Dakota. The Shanley D. Is it the 3 game? That time, no, as Dvorak was just off the money. Payne on the far side, facing that press from Robson. Throwing it over to Vetter. Vetter in the corner, then to Huber, whose pass has too much behind it, intended for Dietz. That one was tipped by a Rough Rider, so it will be Deacon basketball still. 14:47 on the clock as Shanley continues to go to work here in the Red River zone. Berg underneath the hoop facing the double team. Could not get that one to fall. This Red River defense is just all over the court right now. Steffen has that one taken away by Huber. It's a hot potato out there, finally corralled by Emily Dietz, who gives it off up to Riley Payne. Payne trying to catch Red River in transition, but it was poked away from behind. What a play. That pass then intended for Robson goes out of bounds, but how about Kennedy Steffen getting her arm in there and knocking that ball away from behind. And you'll see the tail end of that play. The pass, just a little too much on it, intended for Robson. Hadley Huber brings it up now for the Deacons. She goes inside to Vetter. Vetter facing the double team, looks around, then finds Huber. Huber to Dietz, can't get it under control, has it taken away by Bohm. Kendra Bohm in there to grab it, but then that ball's knocked away by Huber to Dietz out front to Vetter. And now a foul underneath the hoop. Will go against the Rough Riders.
Also number 5, Kendra Bohm, first personal, first team.
Red River with this aggressive style is really forcing the Deacons to move that ball around, but really shutting down the middle of the court there. Deacons looking to try and take it to the hoop, but just nothing in there as constant double teams. Be interesting to see if they can find some open lanes on the outside.
Emily Dietz there on the 3, just off the money. Rebound grabbed by Bohm. She was the one who took the foul. That was her first and the first of the game for anyone tonight. Cutting down the middle now, it's Steffen for the Riders. Still looking, and that one's waved off as we have a foul once again, this time on the Deacons.
First personal, first team foul.
Riley Payne picks up the foul there. We'll see if we have what it is. Not quite sure. Looks like she's made a little too much contact with the body there. But so it's one foul apiece for these two teams as the three-pointer is drained by Robson. She's got all 6 of Red River's points tonight, both of those coming on three-pointers. Payne up to Huber. Huber now working down the middle, throws it over to Berg. Berg out top to Payne. Payne trying to weave through 2 defenders, looking for 2. It's waved off on the travel. So a 4-point deficit here for the Deacons with 13:09 left to go as they turn that ball over again. Bohm inbounds that one to Sondral. Sondral then goes straight back to Bohm, who goes up to Robson as Red River tries to cross the half-court line here. Sondrum to Robson. Robson in the far corner. She goes back out top to Sondral. Sondral with Huber on her, in a bit of trouble, gives that one off. A nice feed over to Robson. Robson looking for 2 more, won't go. Rebound fought for, grabbed by the Riders. 3-point attempt is short, however. Rebound under the hoop, grabbed by Bowman, then finally taken away by Payne. Payne up to Huber. Huber cross court over to Vetter, who lost it out of bounds. But it was poked out by the Rough Riders, so the Deacons do maintain possession. 12:34 remaining in the first half. Riley Payne inbounding. She finds Dietz, who goes over to Huber. Huber for the 3. She drains it, making it a 1-point game. Sondral gives over to Bohm. Bohm then to Robson on the near side. Robson working against Huber, gets around her, now up against Berg, instead gives it off in the corner. Sondral out top for three, off the rim, no good. Rebound, grabbed by Payne. Payne on the far side, trying to use her speed to get around. Nice little bounce pass over to Huber. Huber, the mid-range jumper won't fall. Dietz goes for 2 and 1. Emily Dietz now will head to the line to try to complete that three-point play. Let's get a look at that replay. Hadley Huber there with the jumper, too much behind it, misses the basket, but Emily Dietz there using all 6'3" of that frame to pull down the rebound, put it back, and then draw the foul.
Just a force to reckon with underneath the basket, like you said. Just a tall tower down there, really pulls down those rebounds. Tough to defend.
Dietz to complete that three-point play, she does, so it is now 8-6 in favor of the Deacons. Their first lead of the game. Riders moving this one around, trying to work against this tight Shanley D. They're going with that press style Red River has been using. Sondral up the middle for two. She gets that. We're all knotted up now, 8-8, 11:42 left in the first. Brooklyn Dew out to Dietz. Dietz throws it over to Hoffer. Hoffer then back to Dietz. Dietz inside to Dew, fakes the shot, moving in, goes right back out to Dietz. Looking for 2 points, no good off the back of the rim. Rebound pulled down by the Riders. Red River going to work, trying to reclaim that lead. It's Robson who goes inside to Wilson. Ball being cycled around as Robson looks for three off the rim, just off the mark there. Brooklyn Dew with the pass up to Huber. Huber in trouble. She's looking, has a little space. Going to move it up herself, maybe not. Hadley Huber looking for a play to develop. She moves in, finds the double team. Looking for someone. She's got Brooklyn Dew. Dew over to Berg. Berg fighting, and a foul called on the Roughriders.
Nice job there by Brooklyn Dew, able to read that Huber was in trouble, found some open space to receive that pass, and Sierra Berg draws that foul. See if they can turn this into some points.
Dietz under the hoop looking for two. She is fouled again. And that'll put the Roughriders at 4 fouls now. Number growing a little fast there if you're Grand Forks. Dietz now back at the line to shoot 2. She's 1 for 1 on the night. Second attempt of the evening is also good. Steffen checks back in for the Roughriders as Dietz looks to make it 3 for 3 on the night for free throws. That attempt is good, so Emily Dietz 2 for 2 on that trip, 3 for 3 overall. Riders going back to work, looking to reclaim the lead. A quick steal, though, for the Deacons, showing off that defensive prowess that they had at the start of the game. Dew denied on her first attempt, tried on the second, and was fouled. So now 5 fouls against the Roughriders with still 10:42 left in the first.
Red River kind of forced to make some plays or not wanting, drawing some fouls just from the Shanley Deacons' tenacity underneath the hoop. You have Emily Dietz, who's just a force to reckon with, and Brooklyn Dew, who just never gives up on a play there, really drawing those fouls.
So it's a 3-point lead now for Shanley. Brooklyn Dew going to try to make it 4 on her second free throw attempt. Dew's second is good, so 12-8 now the score in favor of the Deacons. It's Steffen bringing it up court for the Roughriders. Wheeling around Payne, walked into the double team, able to get off to Wilson. The Deacons wanting a foul there. Not sure what happened, actually. We'll see if we can get a look at the replay in a minute. Payne, though, bringing it up for Shanley, shoots for 2. It's waved off, though.
I believe Rough Rider foul there.
And I believe you are right. Now let's get a look at the replay. Shanley wanted something here. I believe they say that the Rough Rider player stepped out of bounds, ended up working out, though, as they got the steal. So back to the action, though. Off that Rough Rider foul, that's number 6 for them, as the Deacons are looking for 2 more. And as you said, Lucas, what a dish indeed. 14-8 now off that beautiful feed. Robson in the offensive zone, she was fouled, so Shanley now picks up their second.
Take a look at this replay. Just a perfectly placed pass there by Brooklyn Dew to the right hand of Emily Dietz. Puts that one up. up for two.
Right where it had to be, just out of reach of the defenders there. Inbounding is Kennedy Steffen. It's a quick ball into Wilson, whose shot is just off the mark and then pulled down by the Deacons. Riley Payne tried to spin around there to get out of trouble, but she walked right into the arms of Kennedy Steffen. And so the Riders get the ball back with 9:59 left in the first. Wilson inbounds to Steffen. Steffen brings it up court now. She goes over to Robson. Robson out top to Chemnitz. Steffen back out top to Maggie Steffen, and then that ball goes out of bounds as the pass was off the money. Some substitutions here as Vetter comes in for the Deacons. Hoffer checks out. Payne inbounds to Dew, who goes right back to Payne, and now Riley Payne will bring it up court for the Deacons. Payne met with some resistance initially, gives it over to Dew. Dew moving up court. Quick ball over to Berg, lost it on the ground, jump ball. And so it will be Red River basketball.
Checking back in for the Roughriders, number 22, Kylie Dvorak.
Some more substitutions now as Dvorak and Johnson come in for Red River. Wilson inbounds to Steffen, and now the Roughriders go to work looking for some points. They've been held scoreless for a while now. Johnson lost her footing there, although they'll say she was knocked out by a Deacon player.
Falls on number 21, Julia Vetter, first
As Julia Vetter picks up her first. Dvorak to inbound. Quick pass over to Kennedy Steffen. Steffen then over to Johnson. Johnson out top to Chemnitz, then to Steffen on the near side. Steffen thought about the three. Instead, a little bounce pass over to Dvorak to Johnson in the corner. Back out to Dvorak. Dvorak moving in, gives it over to Wilson for two. Couldn't get the basket, but she was fouled. So now, Cassidy Wilson will head to the line.
Falls on number 21, Julia Vetter, second personal, fourth team foul at the free throw line.
Wilson's first attempt, no good. A little strong. Wilson's second attempt also no good, so a tough trip to the line there for Red River, unable to convert there to get any points as Vetter under the hoop goes right into the backboard, not enough space to work with. Steffen bringing it down for the Riders, looking for two. Couldn't get it to fall, but she was fouled.
Fouls on number 32, Emily Dietz, first personal, fifth team foul.
That's the fifth team foul for the Deacons. Red River with one more at 6. First free throw attempt is good for Steffen. Second attempt, no good, too strong. So Red River so far 1 for 4 at the line. Payne up to Huber. Huber then over to Vetter. Vetter, long pass out to Dietz. She's able to get that one under control. She goes to Huber then on the far wing. Hadley Huber wheeling in, met with that double team, goes outside to Julia Vetter. Vetter, bounce pass over to Huber, and a timeout taken by the Deacons. With 13 seconds left on the shot clock. So Lucas, Shanley taking a timeout there, finding themselves in a bit of trouble in the offensive zone, not able to find a hole in the defense there. What are you trying to do on this timeout if you're Shanley?
Well, like you said, Jed, they're not able to quite find the right holes in that Red River defense, so maybe looking to move some guys around and find those holes, whether that's moving the ball quicker or moving some people into different places. Coach Jacobson not liking what he was seeing there from his offense, so maybe moving some people around, drawing up a couple new plays, and looking to make some more offense here for the Deacons.
All right, well, we'll see what they come up with as that timeout expires. 8:40 left in the first, 13 seconds left on the shot clock to work with. Inbound to Huber. Huber then to Vetter on the near side. Vetter way back out to Huber, who lost it off her fingertips. A little too much behind that one, and Red River will get the ball back. Quick inbound to Steffen. Steffen now bringing up the middle of the court, has Huber on her. She wheels around, looks for someone to give it off to. Steffen thought about the three, instead quick bounce pass into Wilson. Wilson tried to thread the needle there. Too high, though, intended for Chemnitz. That ball out off the Deacons, so still Red River ball as they continue to look for some points here. Cannot get it to go, though, and they get the foul, too.
23, Kennedy Steffen.
So Kennedy Steffen with her second there to put the Deacons in the bonus. Riley Payne at the line.
Checking back in for the Roughriders, number 15, Lexi Robson.
Lexi Robson back in for Grand Forks. Payne on the 1-and-1, gets the first one to go. And you know, Lucas, we talked a lot about how Shanley was not going to want to send Red River to the line much. They're a great free throw shooting team. But how about Red River? All the times they've sent Shanley, they've been able to convert on most of those attempts.
That's exactly right, Jed. I think Shanley really taken advantage of these opportunities, of these free points Red River has given them, and really turning them into positives.
Well, right after that, though, Red River able to get the points back, but a huge jumper there. It's a long two. Fell almost like three there. Just inside the line, though. Off the backboards, Payne able to grab the rebound, throws it up to Huber. Huber moving in for two, makes a little move. Can't get it to go, gets her own rebound. Fight for the basketball, and it's Wilson who comes away with it for the Riders. Robson moving in, made a move, shot for two, just off the money though, and Payne is there once again for the Deacons. Huber just about had that one poked away, and they'll get Robson for the foul. And that is the danger you have if you're Red River. You know, they're playing an aggressive defense that works very well. Obviously, the Deacons with just 18 points here, but you also run that risk of accumulating these fouls as they already have 8. So something to watch going forward.
Especially when you got a team in bonus. You know, you don't want to be risking too many things there. So an aggressive style of defense here by the Roughriders paid off early on, but now you might have to dial it back just a little bit.
Well, we'll see how they adjust as Huber was unable to convert on the 1-and-1. And then the bounce pass off the foot of a Deacon. And it will be Red River basketball here as Madeline Johnson is set to inbound. Johnson looking, goes out to Robson. Robson looking for another three. She gets it. Lexi Robson shooting unbelievably from beyond the arc tonight. Brooklyn Dew moving in. And they get the Riders for the foul. Take a look at the replay. The feed from Payne. See if we can catch it. Dew running into Chemnitz there, and they'll get Chemnitz. 4-point game in favor of the Deacons. Dew can expand that lead, though. First one off the money, so that's it, as they're in the bonus. So the Riders looking to continue to chip away at this deficit. Dvorak at the top of the key. The bounce pass had the right idea, just not enough space to work with. Hedley Huber came away with it for Shanley. Huber surveys, trying to cut inside. Tight D, though, from Johnson all over Huber. Strong defense there as she was able to get it off to Payne. Payne's ball won't go. Dietz, though, is there and makes it 20-14.
Emily Dietz using that reach, just unbelievable.
Long feed to Chemnitz. Couldn't get the shot to go, but how about the fight for the rebound? And then they get the Deacons for the foul. What effort there from Danica Chemnitz. My goodness. Take a look at the replay there. Just taps away at that ball, able to get it off the hands of Dietz, and then met by a trio of Deacons who make too much contact with her under the hoop. First attempt for Chemnitz is good.
Like we had talked about, Jed, Chemnitz is in that top 4 of the Red River Roughriders for the free throw percentage. I believe this season she's just under 75% from the line, so very nice percentage there. That
number also good enough to put her in the top 10 in the EDC for free throw percentage, along with 3 other Roughriders. Emily Dietz there with the putback, makes it a 6-point game. Robson with it for the Riders. Quick pass over to Dvorak. Dvorak now for three, off the rim, no good. Due there to grab the rebound. Hadley Huber brings it up court now for Shanley. Huber working against Johnson and Robson. She throws it over to Payne. Payne going inside to Dietz. Dietz for two, no good. But she was fouled, and that is foul number 10 for the Roughriders, putting Shanley in the double bonus.
Foul, 10-team foul. Emily Dietz at the line, shooting 2.
Dietz's first attempt off the rim, no good.
Julia Vetter back in for the Deacons. Maggie Steffen and Cassidy Wilson in for the Roughriders.
Both teams make some substitutions now. 5:56 left to play in the first. Dietz trying to make it 50-50 on this trip, and she does. So Robson bringing it forward now for the Roughriders. She has 3 3-pointers in this game for Grand Forks Red River. Johnson goes over to Robson. Robson up against Huber. She goes out top to Steffen. Riders cycling this one around. Quick pass inside to Chemnitz, who tried to thread the needle up to Wilson. That pass too high, though, off her fingertips and out of bounds. Huber again will bring it forward for Shanley. Payne takes it on the near side, fake the shot, moves inside, cannot get it to go, though. Red River collapses in the paint. And now I believe they will get Payne for the foul.
Calls on number 5, Riley Payne. That's her second.
So Riley Payne with her second foul, the 7th for the Deacons, and that's going to send Cassidy Wilson to the line to shoot the bonus. Wilson's first attempt, no good. So Dietz there for the rebound, and now Vetter brings it up the near side. Julia Vetter goes over to Huber. Huber, cross court to Payne. Payne, quick pass inside to Dietz for two, no good. Berg trying to put it back. She can't get it to go. Ball grabbed by the Riders, but then lost out of bounds. They want a foul.
I think they're just going to say that one went out of bounds, but there's a lot of hands flying in there.
I believe you're right, Lucas. Yeah, just the out-of-bounds call, but Red River does get to maintain possession there. Steffen out top to Chemnitz. Chemnitz with the feed. Dangerous play there. Payne just about picked that one off. Sandral able to keep it under control, though. Robson cutting inside, looking for two. Instead, she goes with the pass on the floor, and they'll get Berg for the kick there. Fighting for that ball. Doing anything she could, but you just can't kick. Some confusion here. Looks like they're all squared away, though, as Sandral will inbound. Sandral out top to Robson. Robson sits back, gets the screen. Huber, though, quick off of it. Has to go out top to Sandral, who's cutting inside along the baseline. Nice feed out to Steffen for three. She sinks it. 23-19 now the score with 4:25 on the clock. Payne driving inside, steps back, looks, she has Huber. Huber then into Dietz. Dietz for two, no good, in and out. Payne gets the rebound and is fouled underneath.
Calls on number 30,
So the foul trouble continuing to persist here for Red River. Also becoming a problem for Shanley, though, as they're at 7 themselves. Payne's first attempt, in and out.
Checking back into the Roughriders, number 3, Maddie Johnson.
Maddie Johnson back in for Grand Forks Red River. Payne on her second attempt, in. So Payne makes it 1 for 2 on that trip. And now Red River goes to work down 5 with 4:12 on the clock here in the first half. Robson up against Huber, goes outside to Steffen. Can she get another three? No, it was Payne who got a piece of it. And then a foul called on Robson along the baseline. Robson not loving the call. And we'll see if we can get a look on the replay here. Robson came from behind, made a little contact.
I think they're going to get her on the contact there with Hadley Huber. Good effort there, going for that ball.
As you said, Lucas, a good effort, but just a little too physical. Sometimes it can be tough to know where that line is, what's a little too much, what's not quite enough. Oftentimes, though, you see that shape itself up by the second half. Huber on her second attempt, no good off the rim. So it's Robson once again bringing this ball up court for Grand Forks. Robson cutting inside with speed, 2 and 1. Lexi Robson, how about that speed? What a burst.
Taking matters into her own hands there, driving right through the center of 3 Deacons. Draws a foul and gets the basket. Great effort there from Robson.
As you said, Lucas, 3 Deacons all around her, and somehow she makes every single one miss. A very impressive effort there from Lexi Robson. 3-point lead for the Deacons, trying to rebuild it after that play. Dietz's 3-point, though, off the money. Payne tried to put it back. She went down. Dietz, the jumper for 2, no good. Payne there to get the rebound, however. Deacons doing a great job getting their offensive boards as that one is somehow kept in. What a play! A lot happened there. Let's get a look at the replay. That was Steffen there. Maggie Steffen trying to keep this one in bounds. Throws it off of Berg, however, who was not expecting it, and she let it go out of bounds. So Steffen gets that ball in Red River possession. Robson over to Johnson, back out to Robson. Bounce pass over to Steffen. Steffen pinned down by the double team, back out to Robson, moving in. Look at that, trying to get 2, couldn't get to fall though. Berg there to corral the rebound. Payne, feed up to Vetter, intercepted by Wilson. So Steffen brings it up now for the Riders. Robson on the far side, goes back to Steffen, wide open for 3. She sinks it, and we're tied. 2:50 on the clock as the Deacons now bring this ball down court, trying to regain their lead, which has just evaporated in the last few minutes. Riley Payne to rebuild that lead. She can't, but right there for the putback, Sierra Berg. 27-25, a 2-point edge for Shanley. A fast first half here as just 1 timeout has been taken. Steffen now has it on the far wing. Quick feed inside along the baseline. That one not going too far, though, from Chemnitz. Robson moving in. Awkward pass got tipped, but it did find its way to Johnson. Robson then fires the 3 off the mark. Didn't quite have time to get set. Great feed up to Huber, though. Huber has no one with her, though, and she has to give it off to Payne. Payne back to Huber for 3. Too long. Berg is there trying to put it back. She does. 29-25, a minute 54 left in the first.
Sierra Berg with 2 great hard work baskets there right underneath the hoop, fighting her way to get those 4 points.
Robson and Steffen moving this ball back and forth out in front. Robson has it out top. Gives to Johnson on the far side. Johnson with the long feed over to Steffen. Out to Robson, cutting inside for 2. Teetering around the edge, it won't fall. Dietz now feeds it up to Payne. Payne over to Huber. Huber on the far corner, moving in, moving out, looking for someone to give it to. She's got Vetter. Vetter for 3. Off the back of the rim, no good. Ball out of bounds. And they'll say it's off the Deacons. A minute 14 on the clock, Red River basketball, and they'll take a timeout.
Full timeout.
A full timeout taken now with a minute 14 on the clock and a 4-point deficit here in the first half. And folks, at this time, we would like to take a minute to remind you that Shanley TV is made possible in part by the Shanley Athletic Club and their generous members. Check out their website today at ShanleyAthleticClub.com to learn how your membership contributes to Shanley TV, the Deacon Den, and many other student-athlete needs. While you're there, be sure to renew your annual membership by clicking the Join Now button or become a member if you're not one already. It's easy to become a member and anyone can join, so sign up today. The Shanley Athletic Club, taking Deacon athletics to a higher level. Well, about 30 seconds left on the timeout now. Red River taking this full timeout, trying to figure out their game plan for the last minute 14 here. They'll have the ball in their possession to try to shrink this deficit. Lucas, your impressions so far in this one with just a minute left in the first half?
Well, Jed, I've been very impressed with both defenses doing a very nice job and making them use their strategy, really work the ball around, and not necessarily, it's been a game of transitions is what I'm trying to get at here, and it's a defensive game. And so really look for that to continue here as we finish out this first half.
Yeah, Lucas, as you said, just very tight defensively. That transition game as well playing a huge factor. We've seen both teams caught off guard in transition a couple of times. I think you're right. We'll see that play in effect down the line. And look at that, more strong defense here, this time from Shanley as Berg gets the steal. Huber then fires to Dew on the far side. Dew looking inside, no one home though. Steffen there to grab the rebound, then Dew gets the steal and gets two. What a recovery from Brooklyn Dew.
That is redemption at its finest, Jed. Very nice from Brooklyn Dew.
Red River trying to respond after a huge play there. Huge for Shanley's momentum. Robson going inside, throws it back out to Steffen. Steffen cutting through for two. It's waved off, though. A foul called against the Deacons.
Calls on number 24, Brooklyn Dew.
Brooklyn Dew, fresh off that great play, picks up her first foul.
Maggie Steffen.
And now Maggie Steffen is at the line.
Back in for the Deacons.
33.9 left in the first half. 6-point lead for Shanley. First free throw attempt, no good. Fight for the rebound. Grabbed by Dietz, it's poked out of bounds. It'll stay Shanley basketball. But Steffen was able to throw it out there for a brief second. Payne and Hoffer in now for Shanley. 28 seconds on the shot clock. Or it looks like they'll sync them up about 30 and 30 between shot and game clock. So could be the last possession of the first here. Although that feed will be too strong there for Emily Dietz off the money, so Red River is going to have the opportunity to take the last shot in the first now. With 21 seconds left, that shot clock is off. Robson bringing it up now for Red River, cutting inside along that baseline for two, no good. 10 seconds left for the Deacons to work with. Huber moving up, Robson staying tight on her. To Dietz, over to Payne. Payne for three with just 4 seconds left. She drains it. A second left, and that'll do it for the first. A huge three-pointer there from Riley Payne to end the first half, and it's a 34-25 lead here for Shanley headed into the break. Lucas, once again, your final impressions from that last minute of the first.
Well, Jed, defense has been the story of that first half, the transition game for both teams. Roughriders coming in with a little stronger defense, more aggressive. Shanley sitting back, really making them work along the outside, but doing a nice job of creating some turnovers. And then at the end of that half, Jed, Shanley Deacons coming out with a huge momentum swing with Brooklyn Dew. Fantastic play after the turnover. Check out some replays here. There's just some fantastic plays to get some momentum, as this is Brooklyn Dew's play to really start that. And Riley Payne with a three-pointer at the end of the half there. Just a big momentum shift going into the second half. So momentum favors Shanley, but Red River's defense I don't think is going to waver here going into the second. So really look for a good game to keep going.
All right, and real quick here, some stats for that first half. For the Deacons, your leading scorers, Riley Payne and Emily Dietz both tied with 8 apiece. Julia Vetter right behind them with 7. For Grand Forks Red River, leading the way, it's Lexi Robson, not a shock. She's got 12 there thanks to 3 three-pointers. And then Maggie Steffen behind her with 6, followed by a couple of girls at 2 apiece. So, an exciting first half of action, but after one, it's the Deacons who lead 34-25. Don't go anywhere, though, folks. A fantastic finish to this one coming up. Good evening, folks, and welcome back to North Dakota High School girls basketball action. I'm Jed Thomas alongside my partner Lucas Johnson as we get set for the second half of action here between the Shanley Deacons and the Grand Forks Red River Roughriders. Now, before we get back to it, though, we would like to take a minute to remind you that Shanley TV is made possible in part by the Shanley Athletic Club and their generous members. Check out their website today at shanleyathletic.com to learn how your membership contributes to Shanley TV, the Deacon Den, and many other student-athlete needs. While you're there, be sure to renew your annual membership by clicking the Join Now button or become a member if you're not one already. It's easy to become a member and anyone can join, so sign up today. The Shanley Athletic Club, taking Deacon athletics to a higher level. Well, we get set for the second half of play here as the Deacons lead things 34-25. The first half was mostly a defensive battle. And Lucas, on that note, what are your expectations headed into the second half of play now?
Well, Jed, I really look for Red River to keep doing that aggressive defensive style they had going in that first half, really pressuring right away and forcing the Deacons to try and get it down low where they'll double team like Emily Dietz and Sierra Berg, really try and give them as much trouble as they can, hopefully staying out of a little bit of foul trouble, which they found themselves in that first half. Shanley, on the other side of things, doing what they did well in the first half, just kind of sitting back and forcing Red River to really pick their spots. Red River did a nice job of taking the threes when they were there and also doing a nice job finding the holes and driving to the hoop. So it'll be another good defensive battle this second half.
All right, well, on that note, let's get this second half underway as Riley Payne inbounds to Hadley Huber, and that clock starts running. Huber, nice little bounce pass over to Dietz, wasn't quite expecting it there. Vetter, then back to Huber. Huber looking inside, tried to go up to Dietz and put too much behind it, and boom, took it away. Payne there tried to jump the pass and intercept that. She couldn't, though. Robson with the little bounce pass there to Chemnitz, but then it's taken away by Vetter. Vetter got to watch out. Robson came in there, just about stripped her. Huber goes over to Payne. Payne now for three off the money, off the rim. Ball goes out of bounds, and they'll say it's off the Deacons. So Red River will take over now. Steffen, bring it up court for Grand Forks. Steffen over to Dvorak. Dvorak out top to Chemnitz, then back over to Steffen. Steffen out top to Robson. Robson cutting in for two. It's in. 34-27 now the score. Robson making it a little tighter there. Payne up to Dietz. Dietz then back to Payne, who goes cross court over to Huber. Huber looking. Had Payne open instead. Gonna go up the middle, but we'll just bounce pass over to Payne. Vetter in mid-range, looked like she might take the jumper, instead tried to feed Berg, who couldn't hold on to the pass. And now that layup attempt is no good, and the Deacons will go back to work. Huber bringing it up court. On the near side, surveys, trying to go inside to Dietz. Dietz for two, she gets it. 16:30 remaining in the game. 36-27 the score in favor of Shanley. Steffen with the bounce pass taken away by Payne. Payne bringing it up court, has Steffen on her and had it stripped out of bounds. What a play there. Steffen coming back into her own end.
Steffen with just some great speed to close the gap on Riley Payne. Payne not quite able to get the shot off there. Great defense, great speed from Steffen.
Does a nice job, too, there covering Vetter, so she doesn't really give her the option to pass, and then right when she's forced to take the shot, closes in and knocks it away. So some more strong defense to start this one off, but Red River not quite able to get much going on the offensive end of things, and that's kind of what they needed to improve upon from the first half, likely why they're taking the timeout. So, Lucas, if you're Red River, what adjustments are you trying to make on the offensive end?
Well, Jed, I don't know that it's so much adjustments as it's just kind of fine-tuning some things. With Emily Dietz down low along with Sierra Berg, maybe you take some more looks from the outside, take some deeper J's in 2-point, 3-point range, take them when they're open. Because as we know, Emily Dietz and Sierra Berg, two big bodies down low, tough to get some points through.
Shot for three off the rim, no good. Vetter there to take the rebound. Payne throws one in off the mark, intended for Dietz. Seen that a couple of times today from the Deacons. A couple of miscommunications, it seemed, thinking their teammates are in one place and then the ball's headed in another. On the far side, it's Robson who goes out top to Chemnitz. Then on the near side, Steffen wheels around Vetter looking for two. Steffen just about made one heck of a play there. Could not quite finish, though. Payne up against Dvorak, and they'll get Dvorak for the foul. Get a look at the replay here. Vetter with the feed up to Payne. Dvorak tried to cut in and caught her swiping for that ball. Payne out top to Huber, then back down to Payne going inside to Berg. Berg for two, it's good. That timeout not quite working the way Coach Ripplinger wanted it to. Shanley now with an 11-point lead. Steffen on the wing, cuts in, cuts out. Now out at the top of the key, the bounce pass intended for Dvorak. Dvorak headed one way. The ball going the other. Just when I got done talking about that problem with the Deacons, we see it come out for Red River as well. One of those side effects of that tight D, you got the double team in your face, very hard to tell where people are. Vetter gets around the defender, but is then called for the travel. So the Riders get an opportunity here with 15:20 remaining. Steffen over to Robson. Robson out top, goes over to Bohm. Bohm to Dvorak. Dvorak thought about the three. Instead, she gives it over to Steffen. Steffen then to Robson. Robson looks, trying to get it up to Bohm. Able to corral that one. Has Berg on her, though. Bounce pass over to Robson. 5 seconds on the shot clock. For two, it's got too much behind it, but Robson there for the rebound. And it's the shot clock violation that gets the Riders here. That shot too much behind it. An air ball could not connect with the backboard or the rim there.
And that was the chance Red River needed to try and get some momentum going their way, but just, like you said, a little too much on that shot.
So the Deacons have it once again with that 11-point lead. Huber shot blocked, though. A great feed up court looking for Robson. Steffen just put it out of reach. A very tough break there, as it looked like a certain 2 points. You look at the replay, though, still a nice play in the defensive end. A great block there. I think that was Chemnitz. Yes, it was. She went up and connected with the Huber shot. Huber back at it now. Deacons fortunate not to have any points scored off that turnover. Once again, though, Chemnitz gets the block. Comes up shaking her hand a little bit. Up and moving, though, which is good to see. Chemnitz fresh off that block. Can she get the points? No, she's denied underneath. So the defense continues to prevail here early on in the second half. Huber looks inside, instead goes over to Vetter. Vetter quick feed inside to Dietz to Berg for two. She gets it.
What a nice play there by the Deacons, really sucking Red River out, leaving Sierra Berg down low. Nice feed to Dietz, who right away turns to Berg and gets the 2 points.
Now Payne has that ball. Some more nice D for the Deacons. Payne trying to get two in and out. Got the rebound, though, for 2 and 1. 40-27, the biggest lead of the game here for the Deacons.
Just great effort there by Riley Payne, staying with her shot, getting back up for the rebound, and she draws a foul.
Riders making some substitutions here, trying to get some fresh legs out. As Wilson checks in for Bohm there. Payne to complete the three-point play. It is good. So 43-27. Now the score. 13:28 left on the clock as the Riders bring it down court. Wilson looking on the near side to Steffen. Steffen at the top of the key. That feed pulled in by Robson. Robson looking, trying to go inside, intercepted by Berg. Sierra Berg now looking for Dietz. Went over her head, found its way over to Riley Payne. Payne inside has it poked away. Riley Payne, what a play, but she then lost it on the ground. In the near corner, it's Robson working her way around Payne. And they get Riley Payne there, sticking that leg out, trying to stay tight on Robson there. That's Payne's third, and the first on the Deacons here in the second half. Riders trying to capitalize on that foul now. With it is Sondral. She gives it off to Wilson. Wilson then goes back to Sondral. Sondral over to Robson. Robson back out top to Sondral. Riders looking for something as that shot is blocked by Sierra Berg. My goodness, she lowers the boom there.
Take a look at that replay.
Denies Sondral.
Sierra Berg just with that fantastic reach at the last second to get a hand on that.
Robson cutting inside, trying to get something out of that play, and they call the Deacons for the foul.
Fouls on number 2, Sierra Berg.
So Robson will head to the line here.
Lexi Robson shooting 2.
But now 2 fouls have kept this possession alive for the Roughriders. And if you're Grand Forks Red River, obviously you're doing something right if you're drawing the fouls, but you also want to get some more points here, not at the free throw line, trying to convert that normal arena of play.
And they did a nice job there both those times driving to the hoop. They found some lanes. Sierra Berg, though, with just a fantastic block and then drawing the foul there. But I agree, Jed, they do need to find some ways to put up some points.
The Deacons now looking to respond, giving up 1 point on that possession. That ball out of bounds, another turnover there for Shanley. And another opportunity for Grand Forks. Wilson will inbound. As she gives that one up to Sondral. 12:07, the time now left in this game. Sondral looks one way, cuts back the other. At the free throw line, she throws it in the corner to Steffen. Steffen for 2. Off the rim, no good. Dietz there to grab the rebound. Emily Dietz bringing it up court now for Shanley. Dietz up to Dew. Dew in the paint looking for 2. Low shot off the backboard, but then it's put back by Vetter. 45-28, a 17-point lead for Shanley. Got to imagine the Roughriders maybe thinking about a timeout here. A ball blocked and then taken away by Berg. Berg with the feed up to Dew. Dew open at the three-point line, instead goes to Vetter. Vetter over to Huber. Huber has Dew open there. Huber goes to Dew. Dew inside to Berg, lost it. Vetter there though. Vetter for 2, no good. Rebound grab by Wilson. Sondral working against 2 Deacons, able to get around them both. Finds Robson now. Robson out top to Sondral, gets it with one hand, then goes back to Robson. Robson moving in, lost that ball though between the legs of Berg, able to get back to it though. Robson throws it over and a whistle. 3-second violation, I believe the call on Grand Forks Red River. So another turnover, and the Deacons get it back here, up 17 with 10:49 to go. Huber to Dietz, then over to Vetter. Vetter for 2, in off the backboard. And now a whistle and a timeout taken by Red River. Not a surprise here. Game getting a little out of their control now, down 47-28. As a full timeout, I believe. So Lucas, we talked a little earlier when they took that first timeout, it was still a pretty manageable deficit, only down still in single digits. Talked about how they needed to get back in this offensively. Well, whatever we said, obviously not the right formula, as they're now down 47-28. So any new ideas, I guess, is the question.
Well, Jed, I think you really got to go back to the basics, looking back at the defense, creating those opportunities to turn defense into offense. That first half, they did a very nice job at some transition game there. But really now looking at preventing the Deacons from scoring, being able to keep Emily Dietz from down low and Sierra Berg from down low, keep them outside and let them kind of take their shots and then transition into some offense there and try and set something up from that point. I think it's really important they go back to basics, try not to overcomplicate things. We've seen them not quite look like themselves in the offensive zone there, so really look for them to simplify things and maybe try something a little simpler.
I like what you're saying there, Lucas, about that defense. We saw it work really well early on in the first half. Obviously, their defense performed very well in the first half overall. But in that first part of the first, we really saw defense leading to offense, which is kind of a mantra of both these teams. But I think if Red River can start to get some of those turnovers they were getting early on, they can really lead to some better plays in the offensive zone and some more points. Riders cycling the ball here, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Moving in there was Stefan, I believe, and now the ball lost on the ground. It'll be a jump ball, alternating possession.
Believe it'll be Red River.
That is the case, yes, Lucas. So another opportunity here. It'll be Kennedy Stefan to inbound. 10:09 on the clock. Stefan with the great feed, wide open, 2 points.
Very nice inbounds play by Red River.
Chemnitz,
wide open.
The one there open to put that one away for 2. It's now 47-30. Payne over to Dew. Dew then inside to Dietz. Dietz back to Payne, wide open for 3. And right after Red River gets that 2 points, Riley Payne comes back with a 3-pointer. Stefan with a little handoff there to Robson. Robson moving in, passes it over to Wilson. Wilson outside to Stefan for 3, no good, and Robson is down hurt.
She's grabbing that ankle right now. Looks to be in a lot of pain. Wishing her the best there.
That was a tough sight to see. Robson, one of the best players for Red River, one of the best players really in the state.
That's right, yes.
And
that's not a good
really
sight to see.
Unfortunate, no.
A tough situation there for the Roughriders. Really counting on their leadership there.
It's 9:32 on the clock now, a 20-point deficit here for the Riders. Still having those woes in the offensive zone. And, you know, even the defense has started to erode a little bit. But as you said, Lucas, it's not as if Red River just can't get back in this one. They played great basketball in the first half. Right now, I think they've just kind of lost their identity a little bit, maybe not playing that basketball that worked so well in the first.
That's right, Jed. And you have to remember, it might not be entirely their fault. The Deacons have come out this second half just firing on all cylinders, really working together really well. The Shanley Deacons is a great team, and they're playing some strong defense, which leads to that offense. So Red River not necessarily playing bad, but, you know, it's one of those games where you just kind of have to take your medicine and really work at the simple things.
Well said, Lucas. Not necessarily bad play here from Red River, just some really strong play by the Deacons. And sometimes when that happens, it can throw a team off their game a little bit. And perhaps what we've seen from Red River. So Robson will exit the court, and we wish her the best of luck. Hope for a fast recovery for her in whatever it is she's dealing with. We do get back to the game, though. And now it's Deacon ball here with 9:30 left to play. Again, a 20-point lead. Huber throws it over to Payne. Payne inside to Dietz. Dietz with that double team, able to get over to Dew. Oh, what passing into Berg! What a display of passing there from the Deacons. Just a quick tic-tac-toe, and Berg puts it away.
That's something dangerous the Deacons possess with Berg and Dietz down low and just some quick passing.
Chemnitz, though, coming right back with a 2 of her own. That's what you want to see if you're Red River working in the paint there, and there are not too many girls better than Danica Chemnitz at doing that. She is just so effective inside. Huber fires one over to Payne. Payne, the 3, it's contested and a little short off the rim. Stefan there to grab the rebound. Stefan with the feed up to Reagan Stefan. And now a nice pass intended for Chemnitz there, who goes down in the paint, though. Dew bringing it up for the Deacons. She goes over to Huber. Huber up to Dietz for 2. It's in. 54-32 now the score. 8:22 left to play. Nice move there from Dvorak. She goes to Chemnitz looking for 2. Blocked by Berg. Dew takes it and then gives it up to Huber. Huber along the far side. Scanning the court, trying to find someone. She gives it to Dew. Brooklyn Dew makes a girl miss, then goes right back to Huber. Huber cuts inside, goes back to Dew. She had the look for the 3. Instead, she gives over to Berg. Berg's pass intended for Dew over her head, taken by Huber. Another pass tipped over to Payne. Shot clock winding down. Payne looking for points. Won't go. Ball out of bounds off the Deacons. So strong D there from Red River forces Shanley to work against the shot clock, and they just could not get anything to go there. Turnover for Shanley. Reagan Steffen, the ball carrier. She gives over to Johnson. Johnson goes right back to Steffen. Steffen inside, tried to get it to Wilson, poked away though by Berg. .7:32 remaining now as Steffen inbounds with 15 left on the shot clock. Long pass intercepted by Payne rather. Dangerous pass there, and Riley Payne able to take it away. Shot won't go though. Hoffer tries to put it back. She could not, but a foul will send Taryn Hoffer to the line.
Nice job by Hoffer to follow up Payne's shot and get that rebound, and then draw the foul and give the Deacons an opportunity for 2 points here.
And one thing we have seen less of here in the second half are those fouls from both teams. You know, something we said earlier, sometimes it can take a little while to figure out what flies and what doesn't in a particular game. And I think that's what we've seen here tonight. Both teams kind of feeling out the pace of tonight's game, how physical you can get. And now we just have 3 and 2 fouls, respectively, for Red River and Shanley. Dvorak out top. Cuts inside for 2. Nice little one-hand bucket there off the backboard. 7:10 remains now as it's a 56-34 lead for Shanley. Payne open for 3. Instead, she goes over to Hoffer. Hoffer back out to Huber, over to Payne. Payne for 3. It's short off the rim. There for the rebound is Steffen. Steffen working against Huber. Throws it up. Could not get it to go. She was fouled. Talk about playing through the whistle there. Steffen just continues to go after that one, even after the foul was called, determined to get that basket.
One of Steffen's strengths, as you kind of see there, is her speed. She is very quick with that ball, so really looking to use that as a weapon. She makes the first one there. Steffen, a great ball player for Red River, and really a leader on that team.
Yeah, as you said, Lucas, her speed, the speed of Kenny Steffen, you can't underestimate it because it's that one step, that's all she needs. You give her a little space and she can blow right around you. So you got to be really careful playing against her. And now the Deacons will take a timeout here with 6:49 remaining. That's a full timeout for Shanley. Folks, now we'd like to take a minute to say if you've enjoyed watching our ShanleyTV.com broadcast, please consider making a donation to help us continue to bring you quality programming. We rely on donations to bring you every broadcast, and we need your help to continue to improve the quality of our productions and to add new features for you, the viewer, to enjoy. If you're interested in donating, please contact Joel Shuey at 701-893-3225. Again, that's Joel Shuey at 701-893-3225. Thank you for watching, and thanks for your support of Shanley TV. About 20 seconds left here on this timeout taken by Shanley. Deacons perhaps trying to figure out their personnel going forward here. They'll come out with that same group of 5. Red River also going to use this timeout taken by the Deacons, catch their breath a little bit. We've seen some better play, especially on the offensive side of things from them in the last few minutes. Still got 6:49. You'd be surprised at how fast a lead can shrink. And so Shanley cannot get complacent here, can't get too comfortable.
That's right, Jed. These leads have a tendency to disappear rather quickly, so be interesting to see how this one plays out.
Nice feed into Dietz, but she goes outside to Hoffer, who buries the 3. Well, a great decision there by Dietz. I thought she might have that 2 under the hoop. Instead, she goes out for the 3-point basket, and Hoffer just buries it. Johnson over to Steffen on the near side. Steffen moving around, flips it out to Dvorak. Dvorak for 3, off the rim, just off the mark. And now Huber brings it up for Shanley. Hadley Huber got 2 girls right in front of her. She looks for someone to give it to. She's got Hoffer. Hoffer then into Payne. Payne for 2. Coming from behind there. Riders tried to get a hand on that one. Payne was fouled. Look at the replay. Hoffer goes into Payne there. She sets up for the jumper, and Steffen, who comes around there from behind, just tried to get the hand up. Got a little too much of Payne, not enough of the ball. First attempt from Payne, no good off the rim.
Stefan and Sandro.
Payne with the second try here. This one also no good. So the rebound grabbed by Chemnitz. Tight D though from the Deacons. And that tight D there going to come back to bite him, as I believe they'll get Riley Payne for the foul there. That's her fourth, so she'll check out here, just one away from fouling out. 59-36 in favor of Shanley, 5:57 remaining in the game. Stefan on the wing, goes out top to Chemnitz. Chemnitz looking. Sandral thought about it, instead goes back out top to Stefan. Stefan with the little bounce pass to Chemnitz, who was looking for Bohm there, but the ball goes out of bounds.
I believe that was tipped by Sierra Berg. Just a nice job getting her hand in the way there, preventing these 2 points.
8 seconds left on the shot clock. Stefan gonna have to inbound this one and get the shot off quick. It goes into the legs of Hoffer, though, who takes it away. Nice job by Hoffer there to stay with that ball, but look at the tenacity on defense. Stefan going up for two. Couldn't get the shot to go, but she was fouled. And I believe that was Chemnitz down on the ground reaching for that ball.
Take a look at the replay. I believe she tries to go off of Hoffer's leg just to save some time.
And then get a look at the replay here. Yeah, it is Chemnitz who's able to swipe it away from Hoffer. And then Stefan, look at that. Stefan coming in at, let's see here, 5'5", going up against the 6'3" Emily Dietz. Not afraid at all to elevate. And now on the free throw, able to hit that one as well. Dietz bringing it up court for the Deacons. She goes over to Berg, who goes right back to Dietz, then all the way over to Hoffer. Hoffer out top to Huber. Huber looks, moves in, then goes over to Vetter. Vetter back out to Huber, and then the Hoffer on the near side. The feed into Dietz. She had it stripped, though, by Chemnitz. The Riders coming in. What a move by Stefan.
Stefan really stepping up in this game now, performing very well.
Riders trail by 19 now. Both Stefans in there going after the ball. Maggie Stefan just about took that one away from Huber, and they forced the Deacons to take a timeout. So 4:48 left in the game. It's still a comfortable 19-point lead here for the Deacons, but Red River really turning on the Jets here, bringing out some of the best basketball we've seen from them all game. Folks, don't forget that you can connect with Shanley TV on social media. Get the latest updates about Shanley sports teams, plus reminders about upcoming broadcasts. Like our Facebook page today at facebook.com/ShanleyTV. Follow us on Twitter at ShanleyTV, and now you can follow us on Instagram at ShanleyTV. So the timeout taken by the Deacons there as they found themselves in a sticky situation. Red River just coming after that ball with reckless abandon. They are just chasing that thing all over the court, and it's paying off. And right there, they just about had it stripped once again, so Coach Jacobson calls a timeout, tries to settle this game down a bit, get it back in control. Huber goes over to Hoffer. Hoffer then to Berg. Berg looks, finds an open Huber, but that is quickly closed down. The double team from Red River. Bounce pass out to Vetter. Vetter over to Huber. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Ball out to Dietz. Dietz just throws up a two. Berg poked at it, but the Riders there to pull down the rebound. Now bringing it up is Stefan for Grand Forks. She has played admirably in the absence of Robson since Lexi Robson went down with that injury. And now Maggie Stefan looking for two and one. 59-42 now.
Red River looking to gain a little momentum here late in the game. 4:11 left on the clock. They're slowly creeping in on that Deacon lead.
17-point lead. This shot to make it 16. Just off the money, though. Rebound grab by Bohm. Stefan looking, has Huber and Dew on her, able to get it off to Reagan Stefan. Stefan looking, she cuts in, Tries to go over to Bohm. Bohm then out to Sandral. Sandral fakes one way, throws it out to Steffen for three. Off the rim, no good. Chased down there by Bohm, able to keep it in. Maybe not, though. They'll say she stepped out of bounds. So a good opportunity there for the Roughriders, but that Deacon defense getting back into form on that possession. Able to keep it at a 17-point game. Dew with the quick pass into Dietz. She's got a triple team on her as Steffen rips away at that ball. They'll get Steffen for the foul, but man, you got to admire that determination up against Dietz.
And that's how you go up against someone like Emily Dietz. You get hands in the face right away, start double teaming. A nice job there by Red River, even though they draw the foul. That is how you have to play someone like Emily Dietz.
Huber's pass knocked away by Maggie Steffen there. Not just the offense that's picking up steam here for Red River. Also that D looking more like they did in the first. Payne open, looking for two. She buries that one. Makes it a 19-point lead again. Steffen brings it down court, gives over to Sandral. Sandral along the baseline with the feed out to Maggie Steffen. Maggie Steffen out to Reagan Steffen. Reagan Steffen hands off to Maggie Steffen, and they collide with each other underneath the hoop. There's a whistle. And I believe they'll get Brooklyn Dew for the foul. And that is Dew's fourth. So now both Dew and Payne have 4 fouls here. Steffen at the line. First attempt, no good. And that's all she'll get in the bonus, although the feed from Dietz goes out of bounds. So the Riders will get another crack at it here.
Julia Vetter back in for the Deacons.
Vetter comes back in for Shanley as Dew comes out with her 4 fouls. 3:07 now on the clock. Steffen trying to get that screen. She goes over to Sandral. Sandral fakes, and they get her for the travel. .301 on the clock as Payne inbounds to Huber, who goes right back to Payne, who goes right back to Huber, who goes right back to Payne. The feed now to Vetter underneath the hoop. How about that? Riley Payne to Julia Vetter. And Riley Payne just loves those long passes, very reminiscent of what Sarah Jacobson used to do in her time at Shanley.
Very true.
And give Riley Payne a couple of years, and I think we'll see even more of those and even more accurate. The three off the backboard from Sandral makes it 63-45 as the Deacons look to respond. Dietz over to Huber. Huber out of look. Instead, she goes into Dietz, who goes over to Berg. They got Vetter open on the far side. No one sees her, though, and that one's intercepted. Chemnitz over to Steffen. Steffen for 2. Off the rim, no good. Rebound, no grab. 2 and 1. Chemnitz, 2 points and the foul. On the replay, it's Steffen looking for another 2 just off the money, but Chemnitz able to out-rebound the Deacons there, and then she was fouled. 16-point lead for Shanley. Red River hanging around here. Chemnitz free throw, in and out. So a tough break there for Red River trying to complete the 3-point play. Payne over to Dietz. Dietz then over to Vetter. Vetter out to Berg, out top to Payne. Payne for 3. It's in. Riley Payne having one heck of a night there from 3-point range.
She's really doing a lot of everything here tonight, Jed. A nice player, Riley Payne.
Dvorak goes outside to Sandral, trying to answer that 3 with one of her own. Can't get it to go, and then the rebound pulled down by Berg. Payne on the near side. Surveys, got the double team on her, able to get it over to Berg. Berg to Payne, then to Vetter. Vetter looks. She finds Hoffer, who goes back out to Payne, to Dietz, inside to Berg. Can she convert? Sierra Berg wheels around the defender, makes a loop around her, actually under the hoop, and then puts away the 2-ball. And now Shanley comes in with some mass substitutions here, and Red River will do the same. 68-47 with 1:20 left. Both teams here sending in some of those younger players. And the crowd saluting both squads after what has been a very hard-fought battle.
It's really been a back-and-forth game, Jed. Just a lot of, it's a game of turnovers, really, and both teams performing very well here.
Really strong defensive battle in the first, and then in the second, we kind of saw the identity of this game shift a little bit. We saw both teams find their groove on offense, and really for Red River, unfortunately, they just kind of they found it a little too late in the game, it seemed. They had finally felt out the Deacons there, and they just weren't able to do it soon enough. Also, Shanley had figured out their D as well, so the second became a shootout, and it was Shanley who was able to put up the most points there and walk away now with what looks like the win. 3-point attempt, no good. Rebound pulled down by Visser. Loose ball, Busick throws one up. That's good. Riders back in the Deacon zone. Looking to respond to that quick two. It's the 3-point attempt, in and out. Looked like they had it there for a minute. It was Melland who shot it. Now Busick brings it up court, though, for the Deacons. Busick over to Rivard. Rivard faked one way, comes back out. Going to go to LaFour. LaFour back to Rivard. Rivard looks the bounce pass. Fought for, Warner on the ground, trying to get after it. Still loose. Finally taken by Melland, who throws up the two that won't go and then goes out of bounds. .6 on the clock. Shanley with two more quick subs here. And that will likely be the last stop in play in this game, as Busick will bring it up court for the Deacons. 7 seconds on the clock. She'll give it over to Mattern. Mattern in the corner to LaFour. The crowd rises to their feet. The buzzer sounds, and that does it. The Deacons come away with the 70-47 win. Shanley, number 2 in the EDC, able to pull out a huge victory at home versus Red River. And Lucas, tell us, how'd they do it?
Well, Jed, we had talked about it all game. It was really a defensive battle, and Shanley really stuck with it through the whole game. We saw Red River kind of struggle with it in that second half, but Shanley Deacons remaining solid and really taking advantage of some defensive faults there from Red River. So Shanley looking strong here tonight, really gaining some momentum going into postseason play. Red River looking to bounce back. It was a hard-fought battle, and really looking for how well these teams do in the postseason.
And if there's one thing we've learned this season between the top teams in the EDC here for girls basketball, it's that you never know what's going to happen. Shanley comes away with a nice, comfortable win here tonight, but I tell you what, they could play this game tomorrow and it could be flipped exactly around. A lot of teams fighting up top that seem to just kind of trade wins and losses. You got Davies, Shanley, Red River, West Fargo, Wahpeton, so all sorts of things can happen. Tournament time right around the corner. Should be a lot of fun to see what does unfold.
Absolutely.
Before we go, some quick stats here. Riley Payne finishes the night as the leading scorer in the game and for the Deacons with 19. She's followed by Julia Vetter with 13, and then Sierra Berg and Emily Dietz with 12 apiece there for the Deacons. On the Red River side of things, it was Lexi Robson finished with 14 as their leading scorer. Stefan followed her with 10, and then Chemnitz with 8 to round out the top three there for Red River. And again, folks, we'd like to remind you this was the last regular season game here for both these teams, and it is our last broadcast of the winter sports season. We will now be off air for about a month, so it'll be a while, but springtime is just around the corner, and with the budding flowers and the sunshine also comes some great sports. We got girls soccer and softball to bring you. So, folks, be sure to stick around. It'll be a little bit of a break there, but we'll have some great stuff coming your way in springtime. For tonight, though, for Lucas Johnson and our entire crew, I'm Jed Thomas. Your final score from Fargo, Shanley Deacons 70, Grand Forks Red River Roughriders 47. To watch the archive version of this entire game and our other broadcasts, go to ShanleyTV.com. The proceeding has been a presentation of Shanley TV.